In the murky waters of the Red Sea, a shadowy vessel intercepts a desperate distress call. Aboard the mysterious ship, a team of elite Japanese commandos ready themselves for a high-stakes operation, little knowing how their fateful response would reshape the geostrategic equations of the volatile region. What unfolds next is a gripping true story of covert sea operations and narrow escapes, spinning toward a tense showdown that will surprise the whole world. Join us as we go behind the scenes of this extraordinary rescue mission that triggered a dramatic geopolitical reaction. On that fateful day, the leader of the press center at the Yemeni Houthi rebels, Muhammad Anara, unveiled a chilling recording that documented the capture of the Galaxy Leader, a ship navigating the Red Sea, owned by Israel and operated by a Japanese business group. In this shocking revelation, unverified video images circulated, depicting armed men descending from a helicopter to seize control of the ship. The spokesperson for the Houthi rebels made a bold announcement on their platform, amplifying the gravity of this situation. These images were not confined to Houthi channels, but were broadcast by the Al Mir television channel, adding a new layer of authenticity to the claims. Abraham Anger, the Israeli millionaire who owned the captured ship, acknowledged the incident when approached by the Associated Press agency. However, he chose to remain tight-lipped about the details, leaving the world speculating about the unfolding crisis. This audacious attack didn't materialize out of thin air. The Houthi rebels had issued warnings in the past, threatening to target Israeli vessels in the strategic region between Northeast Africa and the Arabian Peninsula. Their motivation stemmed from Israel's military actions in the Strip, escalating tensions in the already volatile area. The Houthi rebels, in their ongoing confrontation with the Saudi-backed government of Yemen since 2014, had previously launched missiles and drones toward Israel. Although intercepted by the United States in the Red Sea, the rebels continued their aggressive stance. In a significant turn of events in early November 2023, the Houthi rebels managed to shoot down a U.S. military drone near Yemen, fueling their determination to persist in the fight. As the dust settled, the Galaxy Leader found itself captive for a week in the port of Hodeidah in northern Yemen, firmly in the grasp of the Houthi rebels. The Red Sea, once a conduit for trade and commerce, now bore witness to a geopolitical struggle of unprecedented proportions. Stay tuned as we unravel the layers of this gripping saga in the heart of the Red Sea. In the wake of the cargo ship hijacking in the Red Sea, Japan swiftly emerged as a decisive player. Just a day after the capture, Japan made a resounding announcement, expressing unequivocal condemnation for the hijacking and revealing their intent to engage with the Yemeni Houthi rebels, known for their backing by Iran. The seized freighter, operated by a Japanese company, left Tokyo with no alternative but to intervene directly against the rebels. The Japanese Minister of Foreign Affairs, Yoko Kamikawa, asserted on Monday that Japan's cabinet was actively engaged in efforts to secure the ship's release. A passive stance was no longer an option, and Japan was taking significant steps on the diplomatic front. Kamikawa conveyed that Japan maintained constant communication with Israel while reaching out to Saudi Arabia, Oman, Iran, and other relevant nations involved. The crew was to collectively pressure the Houthi rebels into swiftly releasing both the ship and its crew. Kamikawa emphasized that the Japanese government would persist in taking necessary measures, cooperating with affected countries, and adapting to the evolving situation. Hirokazu Matsuno, the Japanese chief cabinet secretary, also weighed in on the matter. Matsuno vehemently condemned the hijacking, assuring that there were no Japanese citizens among the captured crew. Japan, he announced, was taking the direct steps to address the situation with Yemen's Iran-backed Houthi rebels. The question looms large. How will Japan proceed in the face of this crisis? Will diplomatic channels suffice, or will Japan resort to more forceful measures? The answer remains shrouded in uncertainty, but one thing is clear. Japan is not stepping aside. The Isle of Man brings you this unfolding narrative, where the land of the rising sun takes center stage in the tumultuous waters of the Red Sea. The tangled web of information surrounding the captured ship adds a layer of complexity to the already tense situation. According to government records, the ship belongs to Ray Car Carriers, with its parent company owned by Israeli businessman Abraham Rami Enger. However, conflicting reports emerge, with some media outlets denying this information and asserting that the ship is, in fact, of British origin and ownership. During the controversy, the Israeli military claimed that the ship departed from Turkey bound for India, and there were no Israeli citizens on board. Despite this assurance, the situation escalates, intensifying tensions in the region. Notably, at the time of capture, the ship carried 25 individuals of various nationalities, including Ukrainians, Bulgarians, Filipinos, and Mexicans. This diverse composition further complicates the scenario, drawing more countries into the conflict. The Mexican Foreign Ministry, confirming the presence of 2 Mexican citizens on board, is actively engaged in diplomatic efforts through its embassy in Saudi Arabia. Japan, too, reaches out to other involved nations, seeking information and striving to orchestrate efforts leading to the release of the crew members. As the number of actors involved grows, Japan sees an opportunity to leverage collective influence. However, the Houthi rebels, undeterred, remain steadfast. Since the onset of the civil war in Yemen in 2014, they have steadily gained control over substantial territories. Yahya, the Houthi military spokesperson, boldly declares on social media their commitment to ongoing military operations against their perceived enemy until aggression in the Strip ceases. General Ali al-Moski, Deputy Chief of Staff of Houthi forces, echoes this sentiment on television, asserting that Israeli vessels are deemed legitimate targets wherever they are found. The captured ship becomes a focal point in a geopolitical chess game, and the world watches with bated breath as the Red Sea becomes the stage for an unfolding saga of international proportions. The unfolding saga takes a visual turn as a series of compelling images captured by Reuters and EPA news agencies begin circulating, providing a window into the captured cargo ship near Hodeidah in Yemen. The vessel, originally destined for India, is now firmly under the control of Houthi rebels. In these revealing images, a group of men can be seen navigating the ship, using motorboats to embark and disembark on their journey to India. The deck pulses with activity as armed Yemenis patrol, rifles in hand, some pausing amidst the chaos to capture selfies against the backdrop of the captured vessel. The ship's exterior bears witness to graffiti, a visual manifestation of support for the armed group responsible for the initial attack on October 7, 2023. Crucially, the owner emphasizes that the detained crew members have no connection to the ongoing regional situation. He asserts that their arrest does not contribute to resolving the larger geopolitical crisis. The vivid images in the owner's updates paint a poignant picture of the challenges faced by the crew amidst the tensions gripping the national maritime domain. As the capture of the Galaxy leader sends shockwaves across the global stage, a chorus of voices rises, demanding action. The United States, Bahamas, and Japan united in a resounding call for the unconditional release of the ship and its crew. The United States, attributing a series of attacks in Middle Eastern waters to the Houthi rebels, points fingers, citing their actions since the onset of the armed conflict on October 7th. Meanwhile, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu squarely places blame on Iran, a steadfast supporter of the Houthi rebels, framing the kidnapping as an Iranian attack on an international vessel. Japan, while gathering allies, positions itself as a force for change. Despite these unified calls, there seems to be a notable absence of a peaceful response or an intention to bring an end to the conflict. The future remains uncertain, and as events continue to unfold, Japan pledges to keep its audience informed. Until the next video, take care of yourself and stay tuned for further developments in this gripping international narrative.